We have with us today Brian. Brian is one of the YoungWonks parents. So we're going to ask Brian how he got his daughter to start coding. So we have with us Tarun. Tarun is one of YoungWonks parents. We are going to talk to Tarun about how did he decide to choose YoungWonks as a school for her daughter. So Brian, why did you pick coding to be a subject for her to learn?
Okay, computer science is so important for both young boys and young girls to focus on. I would argue that it's just as important as mathematics, as English, as history, and all the other pieces of core curriculum that our children are taught in school. The reason for this is so many jobs in the future are going to be predicated not just for software engineering, on the fact that young people understand computers and computer programming, to be a computer programmer, but just so they can do other jobs, and the fact that they have a notion of, hey, I understand how computers work, I know how software operates, I know what an application's doing in the background. That's going to help them with their everyday jobs that they're doing in virtually every area in STEM.
You probably had some expectation of how quickly she was going to progress along and how she was going to learn.
Right.
So once you enrolled her in a computer science program at the age of 8 years of age, which is a very young age.
Yeah.
So how did you feel once you saw the progress?
Yeah, several of my friends did caution me. That's too early. But I don't personally believe in that. It depends on how you introduce the kids to that. You don't really force them. You don't want to have them write like 1,000 lines of code, as long as they enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I know that you are from a technology field, and I'm sure you must have done a lot of research before picking a right school for her.
Yeah.
So what kind of research did you do, and how did you end up with YoungWonks?
Yeah, so certainly I did a lot of research online. I talked to other parents that were doing similar things with their children. And the thing that attracted me to YoungWonks was, one, the student to, the ratio, I guess, of student to teacher was great. She's never in a situation where there's one teacher trying to teach, 5, 6, 10, 20 students. Also, the way the curriculum flowed was that it really made sure that you understood at each level before you went on to that following step. So she really grasped those fundamentals.
And then the other thing is that I think that there is going to be a lot of automation going to be happening in future. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's already happening. I think it's going to play a really big role in pretty much every career that we choose. So while she was naturally good at math for her age, I also felt that introducing her to programming would really help.
Did she surpass your expectations, meet them, or tell us something about that?
Yeah, going into it, I never thought she would be involved in robotics competitions, for example. And last year, her and one of her friends from YoungWonks actually competed and placed very well in RoboRave. And I thought maybe she'd, kind of show a little bit of interest in robotics, but that's her favorite thing now.
When we started YoungWonks, we had, if we look at percentage of females, it was a lot less. In a group of 15, we would have 3 or 4 girls. There are many classes right now in which 50% of the students are girls. So it is already changing, and thanks to people like you who think differently and who encourage others to try it.
Right.
So do you have a message for parents who have girls who may sometimes show interest by themselves or sometimes may not, but many times they don't even know what it is?
Yeah.
So what would be your message for such parents?
Yeah, my message is, if you have a daughter, get her exposed to some level of computer programming or robotics or something that they're interested in. We no longer, thank God, live in a society where young girls think that, oh, this is something I cannot do, or this isn't a role that a woman would ever get involved in. There's so many great opportunities, and thank goodness we're seeing a lot more women now entering the high-tech space, whether it's mechanical engineering, software engineering, computer security, what have you. And give them the opportunity. Now, once they learn it and once they understand it, they might say, you know what, this isn't for me. But at least they have the option to make that decision. That's really what this is all about.
So, any last points of advice for parents who are yet on the fence, whose children may be yet younger, or they may be of age where they can start programming, but haven't made the decision yet?
Yeah, I think my suggestion would be that it's never too early or never too late, and there is no harm trying. If you think that your kid would actually continue doing this, it's always a good idea to try it out. and if the kid is finding the interest, then they could continue.